Judith.
Let me pull it up.
Oh, Brian Krause. Look at that. Okay. Well, welcome everyone to our June monthly virtual luncheon. And I know we have a few guests, but most of our guests are our speakers. So unless somebody gives me a heads up, I think we'll get introductions from our speakers in a moment. Is there anybody else joining us who's a guest who's not speaking today? No? Okay, awesome. Well, I don't think we have anyone doing a formal introduction for our speaker from the Wave today. So I'll let Judith introduce our speaker because I don't have any
Yeah.
background or anything to share.
Thank you, Tyler, for jumping on. We just wanted Tyler to tell us just a little bit about the Wave, and we're going to a game together on Friday night, and I think we're playing Orlando. I think that's right.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna let Tyler just chat a little bit about the Wave. Go ahead.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler Simmons. I'm account executive in group sales for the Wave. Look forward to seeing you guys. Kiwana's been in communication with Judith when I joined the team, and just look forward to you guys just having fun Friday night. We do play the Orlando Pride. We right now are 3-4 with 3 ties. So hopefully we go 4-4, with the win on Friday, bringing that energy, and we have a good time. But with me, right, I'm in group sales. So I just cater to the needs of everyone of building a great experience. Just painting the picture, painting the lens, and going to women's sports. Something very unique, but it's on the rise. As with the San Diego Wave itself, right, the team was established in 2021, right? It's 2024. So they are 3 years old and still rocking right now, but we're just building the momentum. I think we have to attack the Padres, right? They're a team that's the face of San Diego, but the Wave offered this uniqueness of just showing women in power, especially with our front office, right? Jill's our president. We talked to her yesterday, right? We got investors coming out to this game on Friday. So we're just bringing in this energy with this uniqueness and really painting the light on what gives the culture off to San Diego, especially tied to the Wave. With me, I have been formerly working for the Niners and the Sixers. So I came from 2 heavy honchos, and now I'm stepping into the lens of a women's sports team. It's very amazing, and I just love San Diego. Like, I'm from Riverside, California, so I'm back home. But the Wave is very unique, right? This is a team that's still on the rise, and we're just here to just get people in the seats. So Kiwanis, I just appreciate you all looking to attend, and I will add a face to the name as well, just to show me I'm not no AI bot here on Zoom. I'm really a real person. But any questions you guys may have, feel free to do so. Like, I'm here for anything you may need just on the Wave itself.
From Tyler, I know we have a couple Wave season ticket holders on this call and lots of women's soccer fans across the board. So we're really looking forward to Friday night.
Of course. Look forward to it too.
Tyler, I'm one of those fans, and we've enjoyed it all 3 years. We have 8 seats in section 110. It's been awesome. The energy is extraordinary. I go to a lot of sporting events, and I love that the pitch of the crowd is a little bit higher at Snapdragon when the Wave are there. And I have 2 daughters that both love soccer, and so we've just had a great experience with it. You guys are doing an awesome job. It really is a unique product, and respectfully, there is room for the Wave and the Padres and even the Aztec basketball team. So we can all so you're not competing with the Padres, right? Maybe some days, but a bunch of us will be at the game on Thursday at Petco, and then come watch the Wave on Friday at Snapdragon. It's going to be awesome. So if anybody hasn't been to that stadium, it's highly encourage it for sure. It's awesome. And very unique in that, most professional sporting events have probably 75-80% men attending, and it's the exact opposite at the Wave. they even have to convert, a lot of the men's bathrooms to women's bathrooms at the Wave game. It's great. It's awesome. It's really good
But they
energy.
still have beer, right?
They
Of
still
course.
have beer.
Of course,
Yes.
Doug. Of
Yeah,
course.
they
It's a
do.
sports event. Brian, shout out to you just being, a member season ticket holder. I'm still new to the team, right? I'm going on my second month now, but just when I first came in, right, just seeing the uniqueness of the fandom, right? It's very nice to see people seeing women in action, taking lead and killing the game right now. So it's very unique. We got Alex Morgan back, y'all. So Friday she will be playing. She's like the main ticket. Everybody knows Alex Morgan, but we also have Maria Sanchez, who's a killer, right? So it should be fun. I can't wait, and I look forward to seeing everyone there. And let's just have a good week. It's a Friday night. We're here to disconnect, right? It's summer. Summer's arising. We're already here. It's past Memorial Day. We're just here to have a good time and just really just locking on the experience. So if you have anything, need anything, Judith, feel free to send them my email, my number, and I'll add a face to the name on Friday. You guys can see me.
Just
How
a
about
real
Naomi
quick
Girma
question.
on Friday? Is she playing, Tyler?
Yes.
Is
She's
she?
back in action. She played on the Angel City FC game. I attended that last week.
Uh-huh.
That was her first
Okay.
game back, so it should be fun.
Nice. She's fantastic. We when you guys were playing at USD before moving to Snapdragon, and she was fresh out of Stanford, a rookie on the team, and my girls went up and talked to her, and she spent a good 10 minutes like asking them great questions about what position they played, sign their jerseys. It's really cool how the players have been interacting with the kids, with the youth, and Jill as well, and the whole coaching staff has been fantastic. We have a player on our club soccer team that has a rare form of bone cancer, and you guys had her down on the field talking with the whole team, and all the players interacted with her. The coach came down and talked to her, and she plays striker on our team, and she even said, if your strikers are lagging, feel welcome to throw me out there. So it's fun, and as Tyler knows, there's a couple of teenagers on this team. It's wild how the average age of this team is very young. It's a refreshing product, and pretty exciting that all these girls have athletes like that to look up to and to aspire to.
Of course. Judith, you had a question?
And by the way, the name of the game is Futbol. Can you pronounce that? Futbol.
Futbol?
Futbol.
What language is that, Sean?
Brazilian, Wales.
Okay. Futbol. Now we know. Learn something new every day. I know football. Futbol. There we go.
Thank you, Sean. Tyler, I was going to ask, I believe that the link to our block changed. So
Yes.
do you have the block? Can you stick it in the chat? The new
Yes,
link?
I do have the link. What I did do, I sent you an email with the new link, but what I'm going to do now is just literally send it over to you right this way.
In the chat of the Zoom? That would be great.
Yes, I got you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Of course.
So anybody that hasn't purchased tickets yet, please use this link. And then after this meeting, I will update our website, but we did email out the other link, which
There you guys go.
great. Thank you
Out
so
of
much,
14
Tyler.
tickets on there, right? So it's a total, the entire group has 25. If you need more, Judith, just let me know and I'll add more to this link itself. All right. Just let me know.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tyler.
Of course.
Any last questions for Tyler? Okay. Oh, yeah, Lance.
Tyler, it's nice to meet you. Unfortunately, I have to work on Friday nights. I'm with Miramar College. We love to have the Wave come to campus and engage with our athletes, and also come to our career fairs for our students who are studying exercise science and all that fun stuff. So it's great to connect with you, and we hope to get you guys to campus sometime.
Yeah, Lance, let's talk on a one-off. I would love to invite you, a couple of staff members to come to a game, right? And then we could discuss more of us just talking offering some amenities for the students. Because at the end of the day, it's about just disconnect, right? Allowing students to just see a different lens in sports, something where we all treat ourselves to. So we could definitely talk about this more, but I would love to help Miramar out, just having access to Wave games. We could definitely talk.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Tyler. Thanks for your time. Good luck Friday night, and
Yes.
some of us will see you then.
Of course. See you guys soon. Have a good one. Judith, thank you again for the opportunity. All right. Thank you.
Great. Take care. Okay. That was our appetizer speaker as we head into our main speaker for today. So if you haven't heated up your lunch or are ready to go, this is your chance to eat some lunch while we have a keynote speaker here. I'll let Karina Sousa, our illustrious secretary, club secretary, and new incoming foundation treasurer, I hear. Maybe that's not public knowledge yet, but congratulations, Karina, on that new appointment and on Doug's future exit from that role. So I'll let Karina introduce our next speaker.
Yeah, we had to save Doug sanity. So I'm stepping up for now, but I would still love to put out there, if anyone is interested in becoming the foundation treasurer, the opportunity is still prime for the picking. But we don't want anything to happen. Doug, and his plate is already overflowing. So I will sacrifice my sanity for Doug's. But loved that we had the little teaser of women in power fueling girls up, because this is very appropriate for this organization that we're going to hear from today. I have been following the journey of Grace for many years. I know the founder, Leah. She's been very inspirational with what she's doing, and I'm so excited that we have Alexandra Stephenson here. She's the assistant director of Girls Rising Above Child Exploitation. Alex has over 10 years working in nonprofit leadership, communications, and expanding victim services, and is a graduate of the University of California, Merced, with a BS in business management and a minor in art. Alex is passionate about her work at Grace and the mission to empower the youth on their journey to independence, including pursuing higher education, career building, wellness, and relationships. She brings her background in art to teach painting classes to the youth and explore the healing power of creativity. So welcome. Let's all give Alex a warm welcome and hear more of this organization.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you for the introduction, Karina. Yeah, so I have been at Grace since fall of 2022, so a little over a year and a half. I met Leah actually through my church, The Grove, and really wanted to get involved in the mission and turned volunteer to assistant director. So a little bit about Grace. Yes, our mission is to support, empower, and provide rehabilitative services to trafficked, exploited, and at-risk youth ages 12 to 24 in San Diego County. Through this program, we hope that every child will realize their worth and value and be given opportunities that will guide, encourage, and inspire them as they choose their path in life. And we do this through a weekly therapeutic classes with creative art, field trips, career and personal development, health, wellness, and more. And then that's our website, www.girlsrisingabove.org. Next slide. So overview of Grace. We were founded in 2017 by Leah. She's the one in the hat in that picture. And it was founded through New Break Church. We realized a strong need for therapeutic and rehabilitative services for those at risk. So you might hear about rescue organizations that can actually do the rescuing for these survivors. But as far as their long-term recovery and continuing to support them as they navigate coming back into kind of the real world, this is something that Grace is very passionate about, and being able to build up their self-confidence and their worth again. We are based in San Diego. We're open to referrals from all over. And each year we serve over 100 youth, minors, and then young women up to the age of 24, and also their children as well. Next slide. So like we were saying, we do weekly classes for these youth under 18, and we also do classes for transitioned age youth, 18 to 24, plus their own children. So these weekly classes, what we do is we pick up these youth from all over San Diego County, ranges from, as far down to San Ysidro up to Vista and Sanitas, all over. We pick them up, we bring them to a drop-in center that's a safe place, and then we feed them a meal and we do some type of activity. We do community group art, we do field trips, we do leadership building. If they do have a child, they can bring their child, and we do child care. So the basis of this is to build community, to help them with building friendships, give them a safe space to be vulnerable, share what they're going through. But we also just process emotions through art and healing activities. And then many of our youth have been consistently in these classes for 2+ years as they enjoy the program so much. Okay, next slide. So just if anyone is triggered by this, take a moment to just, compose yourself. This can be a heavy topic. And then any questions that you have, feel free to throw them in the chat as they come up, and then I can address them at the end. But if you have specific questions, I can answer them in our Q&A. So this is just an overview of like generally what human sex trafficking is. So there are many different forms of trafficking. The number one form would be drugs and weapons, and then human trafficking after that. So human sex trafficking is the use of force, fraud, or coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sex act. Now, child trafficking is a specific type, and it is providing use or making sure that legally you don't have to prove that there was force because it was minors. So that's the difference between an adult and a youth. CSEC is the commercial sexual exploitation of children. This is a form of child abuse in which children are engaged in commercial sex acts by exploiters. This can be both contact and no contact, so virtual means. So that could be asking for pictures over social media, using OnlyFans, and you can imagine with the the expanse of social media that this has just risen tremendously over the last 10 years. Usually there's an imbalance of power, forced or enticed. There's an exchange for something that occurs: safety, relationship, money, material goods, love, and affection. And the receiving of something does not discount it from being sexual abuse. Next slide. So this is just a resource we wanted to put out there at the beginning of this, that the National Human Trafficking Center hotline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if there was ever someone that you knew or you were asked how to help someone, this is a great resource to do some kind of like immediate assistance. Next slide. Okay, so sex trafficking in San Diego. So our founder, Leah, she is a survivor herself. She was also in a top area, which is Florida. And San Diego is in the top 8 high intensity areas in the country. Next slide. There are about 3,000 to 8,000 trafficking victims per year in San Diego County, which it's more on the higher side, around 8,000. And the average age of entry is 14 to 16-year-old. Now that's the average age. So we do work with 12 to 24. We have seen as young as like 9 and 10, unfortunately. And human trafficking does not require that victims be moved over the state or international borders. This is definitely a domestic issue inside California and San Diego County. People think because we're close to the border that that's a big reason why. It definitely plays a role, but most of this is because of familial trafficking, and I'll get more into that later. But yeah, human trafficking is not a choice. A person cannot consent to become enslaved. Next slide. So what makes a youth high risk? So victims often have backgrounds of child or physical sexual abuse or domestic violence, but they do span from every socioeconomic and family background. So victims regularly include runaways, homeless youth. Those involved in foster care are at the highest risk of becoming a victim of sex trafficking. There's a stat that 1 in 2, I believe, will be like approached for trafficking if they're a runaway within 48 hours of them running away. So very high likelihood. And then recruitment is through familial, family trafficking, boyfriending. This is where a man will pose as their boyfriend, try to have a relationship with them for maybe a couple months, and then they will get them into what we call the life, and basically get them into trafficking. They're also recruited through peers at the mall, just various different places around San Diego, public and private. Next slide. So this is an interesting study from the San Diego USD and PLNU, where sex trafficking was found to be San Diego's second largest underground economy, like I said, after drugs. And this represents an annual income of $810 million, where they also found in the study that sex traffickers or abusers earn an average of $670,000 a year. So this is the first study of its kind. It's really interesting. You can look it up through USD, but it just gives us more insight into like what's happening on the trafficker side versus the victim side, and how that plays a role. So we always say that to stop the supply, you need to stop the demand, and that's part of it. Next slide. Okay, so the effects of trauma. So as you can imagine, after being a victim in this life, survivors experience high levels of PTSD. They have the inability to feel safe. They're always in survival mode. I've met with many different survivors who feel like if they're in a room, they always need to be facing near the door. They need to be able to physically see where they could escape. They have difficulty trusting others, especially authority figures. Many authority figures in their life have been part of the trafficking, so unfortunately they have been let down. They'll experience paranoia, anxiety disorders, major depressive, bipolar personality, and substance abuse. And we work with youth of all ages that experience all of these, and many times more than just one side effect. Okay, next slide. The good news is that Grace is working with them, and that we run these supportive services for these groups ages 12 to 24. And so the main focus is that we have actually 2 times that we meet with kind of 2 different populations. So we have our Grace University group, which is more of our transitional age group, our 18 to 24-year-olds. These are ongoing classes to provide new life skills and opportunities and independence. You can imagine after being so dependent on somebody for your well-being and the emotional abuse with that what we're trying to do is kind of eradicate what they have experienced and show them that they can be independent. They can depend on themselves. They can build their self-worth and confidence. And so we have ongoing classes that are about creating your dream career. What does that even mean to have goals and dreams? Resume and cover letter writing, finding their strengths. Some of them have done this activity. They didn't even know they had strengths. What does that mean? How to thrive in the workplace, communication and accountability. We also do a lot on developing healthy habits, relationship building, identity, relationship for romantic and friendships, healthy communication. And then we also have our other group that we do, which is our Grace Creatives and our Actives group. And that's for our youth that are like 12 to 21. And these are art classes and field trips. So we've taken the kids to ice skating, pumpkin patches, anything that makes them feel like a kid again. And we'll ask them, hey, what do you want to do, for the summer? Oh, I really want to go to Belmont Park. And so in a way that we can also be safe about it, we do go out and we take them on field trips and have chaperones and just do things that make them feel like I don't have to be constantly dealing with my trauma and I can just enjoy what it feels like to be a kid. Next slide. But outside of our weekly group services, we also do a lot of what we say are gap needs. We meet those gaps. So we do work with other organizations that are supporting the youth in San Diego. And sometimes these organizations, because of grants and different things, they can't meet all the needs and they have red tape. Well, Grace is able to go beyond of what organizations can do. And so what we can provide for each individual survivor is very unique. We ask them, what do you need help with? I need to get my driver's license. Okay, great. We're going to buy a driver's license course and support you to get your driver's license as part of your journey to independence. And that's huge. That can be really like the thing that sets them between feeling some hope about their future. We have helped with medical bills, court fines, gas gift cards, transportation to job interviews, appointments. We've done grocery gift cards when they don't have their own funds or they need, diapers and formula for our teen parents. We also do homeless and hygiene and self-care kits. We do housing referrals. We do mental health referrals to clinics. We do hotel vouchers for those who are trying to exit the life. So say that they are trying to flee their abuser. They don't know where to go. We would get them a hotel before trying to get them into probably some other type of long-term program, like a recovery home. And then we also do bus tickets. But this is just some of the things that we do because we really try to connect with our youth and meet them where they're at and say, what do you need and how can Grace support you? Next slide. These are just some pictures of the things that we've done with our youth. We love making connections with those in the community to, if they offer special skills. So we've had hairstylists come in for a fun spa and self-care night. We do tie dyeing. Like I said, we've taken to the pumpkin patch. Every class we offer a meal. It's part of our building a family kind of environment. We had a chef come in and teach about healthy meals. We do a lot of art projects. Next slide. And what's the benefit of all this? So research has shown that trauma-informed services like Grace's supportive services are a crucial part of a victim's recovery. Trauma-informed care plays an important role in service delivery, providing a framework for accommodating the vulnerability of their victims. And therefore, progress is not only assessed in the terms of relapse and rehospitalization, but also in the positive outcomes such as independence, employment, satisfying relationships. So it's been proven that recovery services, and especially long-term ongoing after the fact, are so important so that they will not be relapsing. There's a stat that survivors will, it takes 6 or 7 times to get out of the life. They will try to get out and then they'll go back because it's too hard to get their independence. And then they'll try to get out and they'll go back again. And so we're trying to lower that stat, right? We're trying to break that chain and that cycle. And by keeping these girls in our program for many years, they can really enjoy and build a community and know there are people that they can trust should they ever find themselves on hard times again. Next slide. So what can you do to get involved with Grace? So we have a few opportunities, or if you're ever asked about what it's like to actually be a volunteer with Grace. So you become a monthly donor or sponsor to support our mission. You can follow at Girls Rising Above on social media. We post a lot of opportunities on social media ongoing. We have like right now, we had like our youth who wanted to get backpacks for school. And so it was like, okay, we'll see if anyone would like to sponsor your specific backpack. We also have a volunteer form. So that's the link to our volunteer form, which is a better way for me to get to know you. So then I can say, okay, like what kind of skills do you bring? Would you like to be a speaker at one of our events? Could you do a finance workshop? Do you have a special skill? Are you a small business owner? Do you want to teach the girls about what's it like to be a small business owner? And then we also have the opportunity to purchase merchandise. So in this picture, we're all wearing our Stop Trafficking sweatshirt, which is a barcode. And that barcode is actually representative of the barcode or symbolic tattoo that a abuser will put on a survivor to mark them. So it's a modern form of slavery. And so our merchandise is representative of what that is and informing and creating awareness. Next slide. And then also just being involved and informed about Grace's needs. You can sign up for our newsletter on our website, share with your friends and networks. We have regular ongoing events like our Blackout Workout, which is a really fun just community event that we do in March. You can volunteer to make meals or care baskets. Right now, we're going to be focusing on back to school hygiene kits that we're making for all of our homeless and underserved youth. You can become a mentor if you would regularly like to interact with the girls once a week. You have to pass a background check. We have the opportunity to host a fundraiser or start a Facebook fundraiser for your birthday. And then attending our annual events like Blackout Workout or our Rise Above Arts and Music benefit. So that is just the major highlights about Grace. My full presentation could take an hour, and I have many other statistics and things that can show you, but I was trying to condense it. So I am open to answering questions.
What about the police? Have they had any luck in tracking down and punishing the people who do this kind of thing?
Yes, and that is not within my service, thankfully. We do work with law enforcement. So if law enforcement would like to refer to us, they definitely can. As far as us and how they track down abusers and everything. We work with the San Diego County Regional Task Force on Human Trafficking, which is a collaboration of different departments. So the law enforcement, the police are there at the community meeting that we have about once a month. And they're able to update on the status of that, which is really interesting. But then we also have different departments, like I'm under the nonprofit, service provider resources, and we give our updates on Grace and the girls that we're providing for. But we also have a healthcare representative there. We have a small business representative there. So it's really members of the community all trying to come together for this meeting and talk about what are the needs of this landscape and everything that's happening in San Diego. Hopefully that answers your question a little bit.
Well, thanks for what you do.
It's a great job that you guys do. It's right up a Kiwanis alley, as a matter of fact. And the enormity of the problem is based on the fact that all life is dependent upon survival and recreation. And nature is not very tidy, and there are all sorts of ramifications on the recreating our lives. And dealing with that periphery of the most intense of our emotions takes an awful lot of doing. Thank you very, very much. And I'm sure we will work out something to help out.
No, thank you.
Gordon?
Yeah, so Alex, again, reiterating Sean's comment, thank you for the great work you guys are doing. I actually had a two-pronged question, but you already answered the first part of it. I was going to ask if you were tied in with Summer Stefan and the law enforcement cadre, and you clearly are. My second question had to do with the foster youth, and you proactively touched on that. Are you working at all with the Just in Time for Foster Youth group for support in any way? Does that group ring any bells?
We do. We regularly refer to them, especially when we're trying to, help a youth get their own apartment, or help them with foster care needs. Yeah. So thank you for asking about that.
Perfect. Thank you. And I'm glad you said apartment because this club actually was part of the filling of the My First Home warehouse down there in Mission Gorge. That one of our grants went toward that specifically. So hopefully we helped one of your referrals as well. Thank you again for all the great work you guys do.
Yeah, thank you. And I don't, if you have a specific contact that I could like actually connect with, and send that my way, that would be awesome. I just kind of call their like general number. But we are having more foster youth lately. So I would appreciate a connection.
We can do that. We actually have members. We actually have just-in-time members in our club now, as a matter of fact. So
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Alex, for presenting, sharing this stuff, and certainly thanks. We know how to get in touch with you. I think your information was in the invite, but if not, is there, you want to put anything in the chat so folks can reach out if they want to connect with you?
Yeah.
Or they can also, anyone can come back to me always.
Yeah, I have that link for the volunteer form, or if you have any other questions, or if you think we could be a speaker at another, we're always doing presentations, and we're actually, for the later half of 2024, we're trying to be doing more outreach and education opportunities. So if you'd like us to come in and speak, and you know someone that would like to hear from Grace, the biggest thing is that we're just trying to make Grace more well known in San Diego. We're trying to let more people know about what we do. And like I said, we work with not just survivors of human trafficking, but we work with the at risk. And so at risk is really identified as someone who can fall into this. And by having those services, we want them to be less likely to fall into that. So if they were homeless or they experienced some type of abuse or just needed more support, then they would be able to qualify. So just something to keep in mind with other groups and people that you connect with. So thank you for having me.
Great. Thanks, Alex. Round of applause. You're welcome to stick around. We have a kind of some club routine business that we're going to do at the end. So if you need to jump off, go ahead, but you're welcome to stick around for the end of the luncheon here.
Yeah, I'll head off, but thank you so much again. And you know how to contact me. So
Okay.
everyone have a great week.
Take care. Thank you. So I believe this next slide may or may not be happening.
Yeah, we just do not have enough time, I'm afraid, to cover that. So I appreciate your indulgence, but we'll have to reschedule, I'm afraid.
It's fine. Yeah. If folks are not familiar, there's some guidelines from Kiwanis International about working with youth and volunteering with youth. And so we're just trying to clarify all that for the membership and you know, as many lawyers do, Doug's going to bill some more time and look into this and do some more research, bring in other people in suits. And, you know, we're going to end up getting a lot of people to weigh in on this. Okay. As forementioned, we have some birthdays, and we are lucky enough to have one of our birthday members on this call today. So, Eldon, any words of wisdom on your birthday coming up just around the corner next week?
80, can you hear me okay?
Yes, yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, so at 83 wonderful years, I don't know. Judith will probably tell me how many years I have in Rotary, in Kiwanis. I don't know if it's 55, 50, 60, I don't know. But yeah, I think my words of wisdom is that I appreciate, I make a donation as soon as Judith contacts me. And I appreciate you acknowledging that I'm here. Bye-bye.
Of course. Well said. Well said.
Eldon, congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're happy to see you.
I have Eldon starting in 1982 with Kiwanis.
Wow.
5 years before I was
I was
Yeah,
wondering
thanks,
who was
thanks for
gonna
that,
say
Karina.
that.
Really appreciate it.
I
Awesome.
think when I was with IBM, there was another IBM who was in the Kiwanis Club, and that's why I couldn't join. They only allowed one from a company, and so I had to wait till I was in Coldwell Banker commercial to join.
That's awesome. I would not have guessed your age. I would have said you're not a day over 65, Eldon. You look great. So
Ridden hard and put away wet.
You know, Eldon, you're probably older than I, but I came in and you were still a member. Remember George? The
Little guy, little George,
big guy,
big George.
Big George. He ran a security outfit.
George Smallhofer.
That is George Smallhofer. He's the guy that brought me in. What year was that? 1987, maybe something like that.
wow. Members joining in the 80s, the heyday, right?
That's putting it politely.
Well, that's great. Well, happy birthday, Eldon.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. Hopefully you have something fun planned for next week on your actual B day. So we'll have to catch the other folks, Ryan and Justin, and gosh, hope David J's doing well. I know we haven't seen him in a while. All right, and transitioning to Bills, Bucks, and fines. So let's start in the happy sad column. Anybody have anything they want to update us on?
Throw in $20. 16 of my best friends came down to celebrate my second bachelorette over the weekend because yes, I am that bougie and will milk this celebration as much as I possibly can as an excuse to see all my friends. So go ahead and judge me, but I'm having a great time. Although energy level is pretty low by today because I'm not as young as I used to be. So it's a little more difficult to do. Which was fun because on Friday, 3 of my good friends are comedians and they were in town. So I'm throwing $3 in for my 3 guys that got some laugh at the American Comedy Club downtown. But I will find myself because I need to work better with Judith on scheduling our events. I had no energy to make it to our service project on Sunday, which Judith and I didn't look at the calendar and accidentally scheduled an event in Waterfront Park the same day as rock and roll, which was the end of the rock and roll race. So I just want to apologize to all the people that signed up, especially to Annie, who signed up that morning and didn't get the notification it was moved, but he still made it. They still had a great event. But I was feeling really bad. And Mike really took one for the team, contacting every single person and making sure they got to the right place, but we still made it happen. But I feel really bad that I wasn't there to help facilitate any of that. So cheers to Mike and everyone that made it to the Emilio Nares service project on Sunday. It looked like a great event. And I just thank you all.
Yeah, it looked like there was a good turnout. I think Heather, you were there, right? Yeah, cool.
Yep,
I was there.
And Sherry?
Yep, it was great. It was
I
fun.
had fun.
Awesome. Yeah, downtown after the Rock and Roll Marathon is about as bad as it gets. That or the Del Mar Fair or around the 4th of July. That's pretty bad too. So let's not schedule anything in Del Mar for the next 6 weeks. If we can avoid that. Oh, wait, we're going to happy hour there in a couple weeks. Enjoy getting off Via de la Valle, everyone. Or I guess it's Del Mar Heights Road. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it
we'll
won't be
just have-
bad. It shouldn't be.
Yeah, just park at
Hopefully
Brian's
not.
office a couple hours earlier, and then
Yeah,
you can take
don't get off at Del Mar Heights Road. Exit Carmel
Don't.
Valley Road, and you can stay
Yeah.
on Carmel Valley Road, and it takes you right to the
There
highway.
you go.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
You can even take the bypass,
Park
but
at
it's
Brian's
still going to be
office,
brutal.
and
Yeah.
he'll shuttle you over in his golf
There you
cart.
go.
which,
Right, right.
Okay, Gordon's got his hand up.
I will throw 10 happy Bill Bucks dollars for running into a long ago Kiwanian, and I'm going to double it to $20 if somebody can name the person when I put the picture up on the screen. And there's at least 3 of you that were in the club when this person was not only president of the club, but also president of the foundation. So let's see who gets it first.
It's an
Oh,
interesting method to
That's the
share your
distinguished
screen.
CPA accountant.
It is a
right?
distinguished CPA, none other than Jim Ledwith.
Jim Ledwith, yes, of course.
Jim
Right,
Ledwith
right,
was
right.
president of the club in the early 90s and then came back about 10 years later in the early 0102s and was president of the foundation. He was interested in coming back to Kiwanis. However, he no longer lives in the West Coast. He lives in the Northeast where his children migrated to. But he does come back to San Diego twice a year because he's on the board of Endeavor Bank. One of the startup banks is where I actually ran into him at their annual shareholders meeting the other day. So thank you for the guess. And Judith, you can invoice me for $20 for that great guess by Mr. Kraus on the CPA. And I will mention one other item, Judith, you and I could take offline. Mr. Ledwith was curious enough that he pulled up our website, noting how much more improved it was, but he did notice that his name's misspelled on there. So we'll have to go back and clean that up. Somebody must have teed that up wrong about 20 years ago or so. But anyway, thank you. And bill me.
Thanks, Gordon. Any other happy, sad dollars? Once, twice?
I'll give $10 as a happy $10 because I'm able to attend the meeting from 400 miles away.
Yeah.
It's a rare opportunity. So I'm very pleased that you had this meeting and it's good to see everybody. So I'll send my $10.
What's the temp in Prescott today?
I think it's going to go up to 80 today
Okay.
at the heat of the day.
All right.
What about tomorrow?
There's a big heat wave coming throughout the whole West.
Yeah.
We're great to have a national forest on 2 sides of town. So a lot of trees and breeze and mountains.
Awesome. Thanks, John. Okay. Oh, go ahead, Heather.
So I'm just gonna say it's nice to be able to attend the meeting because normally I'm not able to attend on Tuesdays because of work, but now my schedule's changed a little bit. And the service project on Sunday was awesome. I'm glad I got to be there for a little bit, even though I had to work till 2:15. But I made my way there with the rock and roll, even braving to get to work because I was like right in the middle of the race. Anyway, good to see everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, Heather. Okay, back to our agenda. So if you haven't made a donation yet, we're always looking for 100% participation from club members to support the foundation. So here's just a selfless plug to take either a shot of the QR code or go to the website and consider making a gift. Gordon, as president, anything you want to add to that? Or
I was going to say, as the newly appointed foundation treasurer, let me encourage you all to please make a donation. It doesn't matter how big or small. We'd like everyone to keep our foundation going. We've been very blessed that a lot of people have left a lot to us, but we got to keep that trend going. So we haven't done this in a few years, but it is an annual thing that we did for many years, and we're bringing it back. We just encourage everyone to throw a little bit into the pot so that we can keep our foundation going and keep doing all the amazing things that we do in the community.
Yeah, and I would just second that. Again, if you believe in the great things and the impact that this foundation has done, it's something you hopefully feel like you want to be a part of, even if at this life stage, $2 or $5 is more appropriate than the much larger amounts that some of our estate plans have yielded. It's a great way for you to feel like you've been part of the donation to that corpus.
Awesome. And Karina was already starting to put some events into the chat. So obviously we've got some upcoming events, but if you can think about what we've been doing the last 30 days, we had our, in-person luncheon back in May. And we had a great speaker from the National Conflict Resolution Center. We also had our Zitlau Award awardee of the scholarship attend from UCSD Medical. So that was awesome. Patrick, I think his name was, right? Yep. So that was great. And then we supported Ronald McDonald House on Red Shoe Day, which is great. I think Karina was out there with her inflatable dinosaur as usual. And from what I understand, no injuries happened this year, correct? We were all safe. Okay, good. And then obviously we just referenced the service event last Sunday in support of Emilio Nares Foundation, along with the rock and roll marathon happening nearby. So,
And I'm seeing family members in there too, right? I see Miss Boland. Do I see Annie's husband and daughter and Satara's family as well?
Absolutely. Yes.
Awesome.
We're recruiting the youth already. We're planting the seeds. It's happening. The roots
There
are growing
also,
deep.
there's also someone from the San Diego High School Key Club that attended.
Oh, is it Lily, the incoming
It is
president?
Lily. Yes, it is Lily.
Oh,
Yes.
cool. That's
She's
very cool.
She's right. She's back here. It may be hard to see in this photo, but she was there.
yeah, Sherry's conveniently blocking out her face with her
Oops.
hand. We probably didn't have a photo release. So thank you, Sherry. You helped us from not getting in trouble for this photo.
So accident, but yeah, I did get to chat with her for quite a while, and she's a great person. She's studying chemistry and nursing, and she's a San Diego high school incoming senior. So it was nice to chat with her a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and Sherry, she probably shared with you the thing about Lily, and is her family moved to Lemon Grove, but out of loyalty, she decided, because she came up through Roosevelt Jr., a couple of those girls, and they're all in that key club. They decided to stay.
Stay in the key club. Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I saw a Monica Ball sighting in there, it looked like, too, in the photo. So that's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay, and as for mentioned, we have some upcoming events. So it's the start of a new month. Here we are in June. So we've just talked about the Wave game, which is this Friday night. So hopefully, I think noon is not correct on there.
Oh, you're right.
7
It's
p.m.
not.
Yeah. 7
Yeah,
p.m. game
it's
time
in the evening.
on Friday night. Yep. And then we've got our networking night, which we just talked about. If you haven't been to the Sky Deck up in Del Mar, it's a really cool space. It's kind of the third level of this food court kind of Liberty Station vibe if you've been there. But it's on the top deck. And hopefully Brian will be there because he can kind of point out all the real estate in that area, where the offices, and yeah, Brian will be there early. Oh, sorry, for the soccer game, he's going to be tailgating at noon, but hopefully he'll be tailgating at the Sky Deck as well, saving us a nice space up there. So come hungry too, because you can get food down below at the various restaurants, and then up top there's a couple of bars and things like that. So it should be a great day. And then on the 18th, we'll be back at Elijah's for our in-person luncheon this month. I believe it's one of our military speakers, right? Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Retired Rear Admiral Gary Bonelli.
Yeah, awesome. Get a good perspective on our fabulous military in the city there. And then, jumping ahead a little bit into July, because we have a holiday on the 4th. We're doing a service project the day after the 4th of July with Boys to Men, one of our nonprofits that we support. That is early, 8 a.m. So don't have too much fun on the 4th, so you can get up early and help clean up after the fun everybody has on the 4th. So a lot coming up. I know summer's here, but we still are an active club and have a lot of events. You won't see us, I think, for a virtual luncheon in July. I think we're taking that one off because of the 4th holiday. But after the 5th, we'll be right back at it later that month. So with that, Karina, I see you want to share something.
Just wanted to plug one more event this month. For any golfers out there, Benita Kiwanis has a golf tournament every year. It's coming up on June 28th at the Chula Vista Municipal Golf Course. It's their 43rd annual.
Wow.
$125 per player, lots of fun stuff. They make a lot of money, and it goes to a lot of different organizations. So if you're interested in golfing, sign up, but they also give out raffle tickets. So if you're interested in just helping support Benita Kiwanis, I put the link, we have it on our website, and you can contact Benita for more information. But I wanted to make sure like that for them if you are interested.
Awesome. Great. Well, anything else in our final couple of minutes for the good of the club? Okay. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and looking forward to seeing many of you at some upcoming events. Heather's going to be at the networking night, which is great. So we'll see her there. And yeah, if I don't see you before then, look forward to catching up soon at our next event.
Hey, Karina, did we want to give everyone a heads up? If anybody wants to join tomorrow, one of our foundation grants went to Patrick Henry for the flight simulator with Eric Weaver. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, several of us are going to be on campus at Patrick Henry for the ribbon cutting, and Karina, hopefully with the big check, maybe, knock on wood. Fingers crossed there. So if anybody's interested, all you got to do is show up 9:45 in the administration principal's office, basically at Patrick Henry at 9:45 if you want to be in that picture and get to meet that incredible ROTC, which, as some of you know, has also been our ROTC at Laurels for Leaders as well historically.
Awesome. Thanks, Gordon. Good plug. And with that, we will adjourn and like I said, hopefully see you soon at an upcoming event.